Hi, you're YouTube, right? I'm Jerry, and I do not appreciate the writers of Fear the Walking Dead bringing back Troy Otto just to kill him off again. I don't even appreciate them bringing back Troy Otto to begin with. We have a lot to talk about in this video because it's been on my mind since the premiere of the final season when we saw that Troy Otto just magically returned to Fear the Walking Dead. The show wrapped up a little bit over a year ago, and I have not gotten over the fact that the writers, Ian and Andrew, decided to bring back a dead character.
He's dead!
Ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you really quickly, Troy Otto died in season 3 by the hands of Madison. Not only did he die, he was bludgeoned over the head by a hammer twice and then floated down an exploding dam where other people just so happened to die as well. This man, who was stricken twice, bludgeoned over a hammer, was unconscious. The dam exploded on him, and then somehow he just magically got out of that with, like, pretty much basically scot-free with just a messed up eye, apparently.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
That is absolutely crazy. I'm sorry, it's absolutely crazy. Troy Otto is a dead man. And as a matter of fact, season 8 of Fear the Walking Dead was a series filled with dead people, because Madison is another prime example of a character who was reincarnated but really was dead. And even the explanation that they gave in season 8 was a piss poor, terrible, pathetic excuse of an episode trying to explain where she was in that clearing and then just magically Crane and whatever that Shrike and Crane just like pull her up or whatever, and she's like, like, no. You're bringing back dead characters. And okay, it's one thing with Madison because she's the lead. They always kind of pinpointed it as no one's gone until they're gone, which for some stupid reason the show decided to, project on us and try to make it seem like this was just something natural, normal people say. But in reality, it's Gimple speak. That is all that is, because what the hell does it mean no one's gone until you're gone, other than if you're trying to break the fourth wall and talk to the audience? It's absolutely stupid, and I know I'm not talking about Troy Otto. I had to go off on a tangent because I think it just shows how absolutely stupid Season 8 of Fear the Walking Dead was. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible season of TV, and one that I just think is pathetic. I really do. I think it's just insane. I think the whole show was really insane. But let me get back to Troy Otto because I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent. Troy Otto just shouldn't have been alive. He came back, and let me tell you, I don't have a problem with Daniel Sharman as an actor. I think he actually did a phenomenal job. He was given a piece of shit script, but unfortunately, that's what he had to deal with. And guess what? If I was an actor and there was a really big fan demand for a character to come back and I was going to get paid to do that, I'd probably do it too. I do not fault Dan Sharman at all, because, he's great at what he does. And obviously, you got to get your bag, man. Totally get that. But it's not you. It's the fucking writers of the show. They did such a terrible job, and I hope that they do not get writing credits ever again. It was not believable at all in season 8 when Troy just magically came back. And even at that, Troy coming back made no sense. The whole story where he's out to get Madison and was just essentially playing head games with her about whether Alicia was alive or not, which honestly we got like no answers to. And if we did, I'm forgetting them because the script was that bad. It was just terrible. And I'm sorry, I know I'm probably just ranting here, but it's been fresh in my head for some time, and I had to let it out. Troy Otto returning just in every which way doesn't work. Like I mentioned from the start, you're reviving a dead man, and the explanation you give was just, did they even give an explanation? Really? No. It was just essentially like, oh, that lady Madison bludgeoned me with a hammer. Look at my eye, bro. Look at my eye. See how it's miscolored? What? No, it wasn't just miscolored, dude. You were under a fucking dam. You were under a dam. You can't just bring him back. You can't do that. I'm sorry. Jerry's getting upset. Jerry is getting really upset. And let me tell you, not many shows get me as agitated as Fear the Walking Dead does. I gotta tell you, I've taken a long time off of ranting about the show, but it's just in my blood. It's in my blood because it's that bad. Regardless, let's get back on track a little bit. Troy comes back, and essentially the whole time, he's just playing mind games with Madison about Alicia. What I do not necessarily understand, because I don't remember at this point if it was explored at all, but did Troy actually see Alicia at all? Like, I don't understand where these head games even came from, or was he just trying to dangle that over her head? How did he know? And then the whole thing, by the way, with Alicia was stupid. How there was that group of people who were like fangirls for Alicia that came back. That was all stupid. But regardless, Troy coming back and being this big bad is just so dumb. And you know what? I can get a little bit behind the fact that you're doing a character exploration of him potentially being a good guy, because let's be real, Troy was never like a bad guy. He was just more like a menace. But obviously the fan demand wanted him back, and Ian and Andrew were like, okay, let's bring him back. That's kind of good. That was a terrible thing I did. I'm watching myself on camera do that. I look like a buffoon. But it is true. There's nothing there. There was nothing there that worked. And I honestly, outside of the whole first season with Shrek and all that, Shrek I know is a real name and stuff like that, because that was terrible. I really think season 8 was so bad because of the way they did that whole story with Troy Otto. It was just not fun. It was stupid. And yes, it was great to see him on screen, but you brought him back in Look, season 3, he was a well-articulated character. He was cunning, he was smart, he was a menace, but not like an overwhelming, like cartoonish menace. But in season 8, he was literally just a menace. That's it. He was just a menace, just there to like fuck around. Like, that's it. That's all he was. And then honestly, the introduction of Tracy to that was even worse. I'm no longer going to shit on the actress. I feel horrible that at one point that's what I did talk about with her. I don't think it's her fault at all. I think it's Ian and Andrew's fault. They wrote a horrible, horrible character in Tracy, and they wrote back Troy in a horrible, horrible way. And I know we're not getting that substantial in this video, but I'm just going off because it pisses me the fuck off. I'm sorry, it just pisses me off. And I had to rant about it because I haven't ranted in a while. I've been trying to button up a little bit on this channel, be a little bit more prim and proper, because I haven't had a show I hated as much as I do Fear the Walking Dead, and nothing exemplifies that more than Troy Otto. It was a horrible decision through and through, and I know I'm not getting anywhere with this, but I had to let these emotions out. If you do want to see a more in-depth video where I script it and talk a little bit more proper about why I think it, definitely get subscribed, because we are going to be talking about that. If you made it all the way through, I'd love to hear what you think about Troy Otto down there in the comments. Did you like his return? Did you hate his return? Are you somewhere in the middle? Do you feel as agitated as me? I'd love to know. And with all that out of the way, thanks for listening to this rant, and until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.